Howdy, hi. This is Deer Job Sports college basketball picks and predictions for Tuesday, January 20th, 2026. We are looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right, first things first, got to recap previous day's results. Turns out we are capable of actually going positive, although it was not by much. We go 3-2, bringing our season record to 284 wins, 234 losses. We add $4 to the giveaway fund, seeing as though we have reset the giveaway counter. That total is at $4. We do add someone to the banned list. Northeastern is now on the list. We had to remove someone. We took off UNC Wilmington. I think they've been on there for right around a month, so we will give them another chance the next time they play a home game, maybe. All right, I'll recap these and we'll get on to the picks for tomorrow. So, first game was Mount St. Mary's -115 on the Shmoney line. They win this one at Niagara. Final score here. Where did this thing go? Why is this app so horrible? There's the game. 68-58. Mount St. Mary's the dub. They were down 4 points at halftime, but they came back. Niagara cannot shoot the basketball. They went 34% from the field, 67% from the free throw line. They won the offensive rebound battle 14-9. They lost the turnover battle by 3. Mount St. Mary's just put the ball in the hoop more. They shot 44% from the field and 71% from the free throw line. That was the big difference in the game. In the next one, we took McNeese in a bounce-back spot after that road loss to, those two? UTRGV. They win this game 69-53, so the 7.5 is good. The Islanders, they also could not shoot. 21% from deep. They lost the rebound battle by 20. McNeese 39, Corpus Christi 19, offensive rebounds 13-5. McNeese also won the turnover battle. McNeese didn't even shoot that well. They went 3 of 13 from deep and 69% from the free throw line. They win this thing by 16. Shout out to McNeese. Their at-large bid is 100% gone, but at least they now only have 2 losses in conference play. And then staying in the Southland, we laid 3.5 with Stephen F. Austin. They won this game by, I think, 15, 10. They were up like 20 basically the entire game. Final score of this one, SFA 79, Nichols 62. Nichols is a weird team. They started the year off 1-8. They then ripped off 7 wins in a row. And now they have lost back-to-back-to-back games. Really streaky team. Definitely not going to want to back them until they actually catch a win. I think SFA is the best team in this conference. They only have 1 loss in conference play, and that was on the road at McNeese by 2 points. If that game is at Stephen F., I think they win it. I wouldn't mind a long shot to take Stephen F. to win the conference. That's got to be sitting plus 500, plus 600. That's definitely worth a little sprinkle. All right, then we get on to the 2 losers. The first one was actually the first game of the day. It caused me immense amounts of pain because I thought this was basically a guaranteed win, as Northeastern had a 8-point halftime lead, and we were catching 4.5 points. So we had 12.5 points worth of wiggle room, and this didn't even come close to hitting. The final score, Monmouth 81, Northeastern 68. Northeastern shot 17% from deep. Monmouth 37% from deep. They won the second half 51-30. Northeastern won the rebound battle. Northeastern did lose the turnover battle. They had 18 turnovers. That is difficult to do considering Monmouth is not one that enjoys the defense side of basketball. I just don't get how they just kept on playing zone the entire time. Like, I get that's their team's identity. But if Monmouth just keeps on making 3 after 3 after 3, maybe you would consider guarding the dude who's making them. Justin Ray went 7 of 14 from deep, but I'm pretty sure at some point he was like 7 of 9, and then he missed his last 5. But this dude was electric from deep, and they refused to guard him. So Northeastern You are banned. Then we have my favorite bet of the day. This never stood a chance. George Washington at George Mason with the over 156.5. This was pitiful, very low scoring. I was not impressed with myself for picking this. The final score of this game, George Washington 64, George Mason 69. For a brief little bit in the final closing minutes, I thought maybe we could get overtime. George Washington had a throw-in with roughly 15 seconds left, inbounds pass, in front of their own bench on their side of the court. So they had a three-pointer in waiting. No one even touched the ball. They called a timeout. They throw the ball in. No one is near it. It goes out of bounds. It goes back to George Mason. George Mason wins the game by 5. This was painful. Probably my worst over bet of the year. We move on until tomorrow. All right, first game we got. This is the one. Miami of Ohio loses. I have never been more confident. Give me Kent State, minus 105 on the money line. Miami of Ohio is now ranked. Both of these teams on this slide, Miami and St. Louis, are now ranked. Miami 25, St. Louis 24. We're going to fade them. There is no way on earth that any MAC team should be ranked top 25 ever. Miami of Ohio has only played 4 teams the entire year with a positive record. They should not be a top 25 team. Miami of Ohio, 19-0 on the year. This is by far their toughest road game. They scored 94 points a game. They play at a very fast pace. They are the most efficient team in the country. But again, all of those stats you can throw out the window because their non-con was ridiculous. They played 3 Division II schools. They played Maine, Air Force, UNC Greensboro, UAPB, Mercyhurst. All of those teams I just mentioned are putrid at basketball. And then Kent State, they are also playing with a revenge angle here. Last year in the MAC Conference Tournament semifinal game, Miami, Ohio beat Kent State to end their season. Kent State remembers that. Majority of the players on both of these teams returned from last year. So this is a true revenge spot. Kent State has 2 dudes I don't see how Miami is going to guard. You have Delrico Gillespie, who is arguably the best player in the conference. He is the only player in college basketball currently who is averaging a double-double. And their other big man down low, Rob Whaley, 6'7", 300 pounds. This dude is a truck, a semi-truck, 18-wheeler. Do not fuck with Rob Whaley. I will take Kent State. There is a chance I will be at this game. Maybe. I'm waiting on a friend's reply. We will find out. All right, the next game we got. This is a newly ranked team that I will be backing. I have full belief and confidence that St. Louis is a top 25 team. They're a veteran team. Their bench is really good. Duquesne, I think, is going down the wrong path. They're only 10-8 on the year. They're recently in a cold streak in the A10. I'm going to back St. Louis. Their only loss in the year is a crazy buzzer beater by Stanford. I think they're very good. Billikens, 92 points a game, top 50 pace, 52% from the field. Their stats up and down the boards are fantastic. Top 20 in rebounding, assists per game, defensive rating, and offensive rating. Veteran team, you got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar down low. Head coach is great. Honestly, they probably don't have Schwartz next year as the head coach. I don't know where Schwartz is going to go. I'd imagine maybe if Oklahoma opens, he can go to Oklahoma. If Butler opens, maybe he goes to Butler. Anywhere would be better than St. Louis currently, but he's probably not there next year as head coach. Duquesne, 10-8 on the year, coming off of a rare 11-point road win at Fordham. Their stats aren't horrible, but when they've played good competition this year, they've lost. 13 to VCU, 6 to Dayton, Boise State by 22, Nevada by 3. They lost to Northeastern by 7. That is atrocious. This is a young team. I don't think they're going to be ready for what St. Louis has to offer. I will take the Billikens, laying 10.5. All right, next game. This is the one that doesn't make any sense to me. TCU is laying 8.5 points at home to Oklahoma State. I would argue Oklahoma State has the better roster. I will take the Cowboys catching 8.5. I will also take the over 163.5. because Oklahoma State does not really enjoy the defensive side of basketball. OSU, they have the better record in Big 12 play overall, being 2-3, and their non-con was good, unlike TCU, who had the most inconsistent non-con ever. They had a home loss to New Orleans, and then they had neutral site wins at Florida and then Wisconsin. What are we doing here? Oklahoma State, 14-4 on the year. Their conference losses have come against Baylor, Texas Tech, and Iowa State, so no bad teams. They play quick, top 5 pace in the country, 48% from the field. They don't really like the 3-ball, surprisingly. They are very solid on the boards, top 75 nationally. The only thing they struggle with, like I said, is defense. They really do not enjoy playing it. TCU, 11-7 on the year, 1-4 in conference play. They beat Baylor by 6. They have losses to Kansas, Arizona, BYU, and their most recent loss on the road to Utah. Utah is the Boston College of the Big 12. They are complete ass. Again, weird team. You beat Florida and Wisconsin. You lose to New Orleans and Utah. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. There is no chance I'm laying 8.5 points against Oklahoma State. Give me the Cowboys. Give me the over. All right, the next game, I'm going to the Mountain West. Normally, I do not bet Mountain West games because they take place at like 10:30 Eastern, and ain't nobody got time for that. But I got time for this one because it tips at 8:30, and I can do that. I will take Wyoming plus 1.5 at home. Both of these teams are severely underperforming in conference play. They're both 2-5 straight up to start the Mountain West. I don't think either of them saw that coming. Boise coming off of a home win against Colorado State, who was very injured. Wyoming has lost 3 in a row. This is a must-win, cannot-lose game at home. I will take them, catching 1.5. Boise, 10-8 on the year. If you remember, they lost that game to the Division II school from Hawaii, so that's not ideal. Their wins, the Rams, without their starting center, and then they beat New Mexico. They score 77 points a game, bottom 125 pace. They only shoot it 43% from the field, and they're horrible from deep at 31%. Their defense is not good, and they turn the ball over a ton. This is a very different team from when they had them last year and they were actually good. This team kind of sucks. Wyoming, weird spot. They started off the year really, really strong. I think they were 7-1 or 8-1 or something like that. They've been horrible in the Mountain West. They've lost 3 in a row to Nevada by 9, San Diego State by 17, and then Fresno by 3. 81 points a game, middle of the pack pace, 47% from the field. You need this game like blood. Laramie is the highest elevation in the country. Surely you can get this one across the line. All right, and then final game we got. It is my favorite bet of the day. It is Florida laying 15.5 points at home. I will also take the over, 158.5. I couldn't decide if I wanted to lock up a total or a spread, so I said screw it. I'll take both for the favorite play of the day. Normally, LSU is horrible in conference play, and that has shown its ugly face once again as Mike White and company 1-4 in SEC play. Meanwhile, Florida, they've won 4 in a row. All of them are against very good teams. They've scored 91-plus points in every single game. They should be able to destroy LSU. The Tigers, 13-5 on the year, 1-4 SEC play. Coming off of that one win at home against Missouri, their stats are good. They got 84 points a game, middle of the pack pace, 50% from the field. But if you look at their schedule, their non-con was a joke. They've lost every single good game they've played besides Missouri. I really don't think they're going to be worth the damn in the SEC. Florida, their winning streak, it has come against Georgia, Tennessee, Oklahoma, and Vandy. 3 of those are 100% tournament teams. Oklahoma is a probable no. This is their first game back on campus since everyone is back for the second semester. Should be lit going up against LSU on a Tuesday. I will take Florida. I will take the over. All right, then we got 2 almost bets. First one is Clemson, laying 3.5 at home against the Wolfpack. I really don't think NC State is any good. They got destroyed at home in their previous game to Georgia Tech. They now hit the road. This is their tough part of the schedule. I don't think they're worth a damn. And the next one, Oklahoma's catching a 1.5 on the road at South Carolina. South Carolina probably has the worst home court in the SEC. Nobody shows up for their games. Their fans only comes for the women's game because they're actually good. I will take Porter Moser catching a 1.5 on the road. Oklahoma needs this thing like blood if they want to make the big dance. They probably won't make it regardless, but I do think they get this game. So I will take Oklahoma. All right, that's going to do it for me in this video. I appreciate you guys watching and tuning in, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.